second grade, and welcome back. We're going to do lesson 118 today, which is a review of parallel lines, and then we move on to perpendicular and intersecting lines. So we're going to watch this cute little video here that I have for you. You can, if you can't hear it, you have the link on LMS, so you can watch it again.
Find lines that are perpendicular on the rectangle's perimeter. Or let's break it down even simpler. They make right angles in particular.
Parallel lines never meet. Intersecting lines make these. Perpendicular lines meet at 90 degrees. Put your hands in the air with me. Parallel, intersecting, perpendicular, they're rectangular.
Now let's talk about detecting if two lines are intersecting. It's the term that we select if at any point two lines connect.
Parallel lines never meet. Intersecting lines make these. Perpendicular lines meet at 90 degrees. Put your hands in the air with me. Parallel, intersecting, perpendicular, they're rectangular.
Will never touch, then you can tell that those two lines are parallel, like these telephone wires up above the street. Parallel lines will never meet.
Parallel lines never meet. Intersecting lines make these. Perpendicular lines meet at 90 degrees. Put your hands in the air with me. Parallel, intersecting, perpendicular, they're rectangular.
So yes, if we were in class, that would have been a video I made you watch probably again and again, and I would have made you learn the song. So if that's something you like and you want to keep watching it, it was on YouTube. I have the link in LMS for you to practice that song. All right, so now what I'm going to have you do is go to page 118. That is in your math packet, and yours are blank. I've drawn some examples in here for you that we're going to talk about, and then you're going to get the chance to get out your geoboards, and you're going to make line segments and shapes that have perpendicular lines, parallel lines, and intersecting lines. So we talked about parallel lines. Parallel lines never ever meet. They never touch. So if you look here at our paper, I see a set of parallel lines right here, in between here, a line here, and a line here. These are parallel lines. They never ever meet. They're never going to touch. They don't want anything to do with each other. They just want to keep going in their direction and not be bothered with anyone else. Okay, then we have something called intersecting lines. So intersecting lines, they said in that video, form V's. So if you take a look here, they're going to cross each other. They're going to cross. That's why mathematicians call this an intersection of line segments, because the lines meet. However, they're going to form the letter V. So if we look in here, this is a set of intersecting lines. I know they're intersecting because they cross, but they also form the letter V. What's interesting about perpendicular line segments is that perpendicular line segments also meet up. They meet at a corner, but they like to stop and chit-chat at the corner. So if you take a look here, we have a line, a vertical line, and we have a horizontal line that hang out. They meet up at this corner. Now, another interesting fact that was in the video is that they are called perpendicular line segments because they have at least one right angle. That's really important. I know it's a right angle because it's measured at 90 degrees. We talked about right angles last week. So these look like intersecting lines, and yes, they do have a V shape to them, but what's interesting is they are not only just intersecting lines, they are perpendicular, and I can check perpendicular line segments. I can make sure they have one right angle if I can squeeze in a piece of paper into the corner of my paper. So if I have another piece of paper and it fits nice and neatly into the corner and makes basically an L shape or a backwards L shape, then I have a shape that has 90 degrees and is considered a perpendicular line. So you would have thought that these are intersecting because they cross each other. Yes, but I can also put my lines here or my paper here to see that I have 90 degrees. So these are actually a set of parallel lines. Okay, down here where I have lines that meet and they cross each other, again, I have my piece of paper that I can check to see if they make 90 degrees. But when two line segments intersect, we call them perpendicular line segments. So yes, we have intersecting lines. They cross. Okay, but these are a special type of intersecting line segments. We actually call them perpendicular because they form right angles. They form 90 degrees. So even though these are intersecting, I can still get my piece of paper in there. So they'd be called intersecting, or we could call them perpendicular. Okay, so another set is right here, perpendicular line segments. All right, so where do you see? Take a look around your house. I'm not at your house with you, but take a look around your house. Where do you see maybe intersecting lines, lines that cross each other? Do you see anything like that? So I'm going to just swing up here to this video. And if you see my window, outside my window, I have intersecting lines, don't I? I have lines that cross each other, but they form right angles. So in the corner right here, boop, that make that L shape, that's actually a perpendicular line. If I look, let's see, where else can I look here? Let's see if I give you another example. On my keyboard here. On my keyboard, I have the letter X. X are intersecting lines. If I look at the letter L, L would be perpendicular lines because they have that corner right there that makes a right angle. What about H, the letter H? What kind of lines do you see in the letter H? I hope you said parallel lines because the sides of the H run parallel to each other. But look, what do you see right here in the middle of the H? I also see in the letter H, here I'll write it bigger over here for you. In the letter H, I have parallel lines, this one and this one run parallel to each other, but I also have perpendicular lines. I have a right angle in the letter H. How about that? So take a look at some other letters of the alphabet even. That'll give you some great examples of what perpendicular and parallel and even intersecting lines are. Letters are a great example. So here's what I'm going to have you do. I'm going to have you stop the video. You are going to get to use your geoboards, and I want you to make some crazy shapes that have perpendicular lines, that have intersecting lines, that have parallel lines. And what you're going to do for me is you're going to use this sheet of paper and you're going to try to draw whatever shapes it is that you made on your geoboard. That's what Mom or Dad's going to upload for me or email to me. Excuse me, I would rather you email it. Email it to me, and we're going to take a look at some of the examples that you came up with. So if you could do that for me today, that would be awesome. And then I see, at least in my stapled packet, I went to 119. Sorry, I need you to go back and do 118. We did A together, or we're going to do A together in a different video. You're going to do B for me. So that is our perpendicular and parallel line segment lesson. We'll go back and there'll be a separate video for us to do just the multiplication facts. But I want you to give this geoboard challenge a try and let me see your results. Have a great day.